Just playing with a few records today. Cleaning up a couple last minute things on one of the other machines, and thought I'd have a word about the needles because I mentioned them in a couple of videos. When you buy needles, they come in packets of 100 like this most of the time. If you buy bulk, like thousands, you might get them in a larger package, but this is a 100 pack of needles. This is loud tone. Needles come in low tone, medium tone, loud tone. Loudest is the biggest. They're the ones that make the loudest noise. And they also come as fiber needles too, but we don't get into that here. I don't have any at the moment. These are your low tone needles. They're the tiniest needles, and these are used mostly on machines indoors that have no volume control at all and just would blast, or on when you're playing records mostly from the late 30s and 40s electric recordings. These mute them a little bit because they do tend to be a little loud on most Victrolas. And these are your loud tones, which I like to use outdoors and for most machines. For general purpose use, they're fine. You know, they're a little loud on some. You know, like you heard the last video was on a Victrola the 6th. And that was able to drown out most of the background noise working outdoors. I don't have any of the medium tone needles here because I really just don't use them. So I have a package somewhere, but it's mostly I either use the loud tones or the low tones, depending on what records I'm playing, where I'm playing them. Most Victrolas, except portables, will have some form of a cup you can put them in, like the Victor Victrola the 9th has mahogany cups in the back. You can put 2 different kinds of needles in that. Most machines will allow you for at least 2 kinds. Some of the really fancy ones might go 3. That's pretty rare. Most portables, like this one, have no needle storage, although some do. Some of the later Victor Victrola 50s did get a little needle cup in it, a little like tin needle cup that attaches to the lid back there somewhere. You've probably seen that in a few of my videos. Otherwise, I just keep them in cups. Now, you're not going to find these cups at your Victrola dealer, unless your Victrola dealer is AC Delco. These are, as was pointed out by an observant viewer, these are AC Delco fuel filter cups from antique fuel filters from like the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s on automobiles, cars, tractors, and what have you. These go into the fuel pump and they have a little fuel filter in there and they filter your fuel. But they are perfect for Victrola needles. See how easy that was? Right up the curved, smooth side of the glass. Just like that. Makes it very easy. Square boxes, cardboard don't work as well. Whoops. Little ones are a little harder because you can stumble over those and stab yourself with them if you're not careful. That's why I don't like to use little needles too much. And you get these needles on eBay from all the phonograph parts suppliers. There's dozens of them online, even overseas. You know, there's some needles are round like this. There are also spear point needles out there you can get. They both work pretty much the same. The rule is the same. 1 play per needle. That sounds wasteful, but that's how it was designed, because the records wear the needle. But if you reuse needles, the needle wears the record. That's not good. We don't want that. Because records, we can't just go to the store and buy them anymore. We have to hunt flea markets for them. And today I'm just playing around the Victor Victrola 35. I put this machine together primarily just for testing records. It was literally a parts machine. The outer cover was under 15 layers of the worst, most disgusting crud imaginable. Probably stored in a basement somewhere for 1,000 years. You know, the motor was stuck solid, everything else, but when I cleaned it up, this machine turned out to have an excellent spring. With my experience with Victor Victrola 35s, they have a small spring, so it's either going to be really good or total crap and would barely push through a record. I have had both. This one is really good. It'll play both sides of a normal record. That normal meaning not totally grimed up. You know, with portables and even some of the tabletop machines, a really dirty record will stop a motor. It really will. It puts so much drag on a needle, it'll stop the motor. The records I'm playing today are not in that category. I do have those, but we're not getting into that today. I put together a machine like this every now and then just to play records and such. You know, if you're buying 4 or 5 records at the flea market, just for 50 cents or $1, just take them home and take your chances, whatever, you know. But if you're going to buy a big collection, like 500 records from somebody or something like that, you want to be able to test a few of them and make sure, you know, that they'll actually play. That's usually what I take this along for. 99% of the time they do. Every large collection of records is going to have some that are cracked, chipped, unplayable even if they look like they're nice, or just have a lot of wear. That's normal. These records are a century old on average. You're going to find that. But I like to take this along for the big collections, just to spin a few. Because, you know, I have them. I have the spare machines. And eventually I will sell this and make another one. I have enough parts machines and whole machines to probably make 6 more of these Victor Victrola 35s, which is surprising given that this is a fairly rare machine. They only made it like a year and a half or something like that. Maybe it was 2 years, I forget. And before they went to a different model, and so not many of them around, but for some reason I seem to accumulate them. Don't ask why. I mean, it was a fairly decent machine. It was the second portable machine made by the Victor company, and it does have the Victor Victrola, the Victrola number 2 reproducer on it. Not that it needs it. It could get by just as easily with a exhibition, but I guess by 1923 and 24 they were mostly just offering the number 2 by that point. Although they had not totally retired the exhibition, you could still get one. But for standard issue, it was the number 2. And it does have the power to push through, you know, at least 2 sides of a record under normal. Probably when they were brand new, it might have done 2.5 or 3 sides of a record. Who knows? But it's not that big of a motor. They learned some lessons with the Victor Victrola 35. They realized the machine didn't have to be so big, didn't have to be so well made. It could have a fabric cover, didn't have to have a nice, beautiful wood cover, and didn't have to have as powerful a motor. It was only a portable. A smaller motor meant less weight, easier to carry, and that definitely fits the bill here. These are a lot easier to carry than a Victor Victrola 50. Well, let's see what we got on here. This is a Victor Electric Lonely Melody, Paul Whitman. Now, he was one of the most famous and prolific band leaders of the 1920s and early 30s, and a lot of times his records were played to death. So you never really know what you're going to get with one of his records. In my experience, most of them have some wear, and we'll see. Okay. Already have a needle on there, and like I mentioned, it is loud tone. Not bad. Not bad at all. One thing about these that makes them a little bit awkward is they don't have a stop that keeps the reproducer in the upward position. So it's a little bit more difficult to put a needle on it. It means you got to put the camera down. Otherwise, whoops, see, that will happen. Okay, and this one, the motor has a little bit of a voice. But it keeps good speed, so I don't complain too much about that. When I got it, the motor was in pieces. Who knows why? Somebody was trying to fix something, or maybe it just fell apart because nobody tightened down the set screws. But that's okay. It's working now. And no Victrola motor is 100% quiet, by the way. You're not going to find that with these.
Bells above you. Ramona, I hear the mission bells above. Ramona, they're ringing out a song of love. I press you, caress you, and bless the day you taught me to care. Always remember the rambling rose you wear in your hair. Ramona, when day is done, you'll hear my call. Ramona, we'll meet beside the waterfall. I'd rather dawn when I awake to find you gone. Ramona, I need you, my own.
There we go. That's not too bad, that one. Dump the old needle. There we go. Pick up a little dust. I guess it's been a few hundred years since that record was played. Let's see what Columbia is offering us here. That is one old paper sleeve, but then again, it's an old record. When You and I Were Young, Maggie. I don't think I've played this one already, have I? Gypsy's Warning. Well, we'll give it a shot. First, of course, we do have to wind it up. Did play two sides of a record. Okay, let's fight with the needle again. And not get stabbed. Always a good thing. Little stink bug is trying to get into the machine. Get out of there, stink bug. No, dropped into the horn. I guess it'll get out when it's ready. They're harmless. Okay, let's dump the needle. dust on there. And let's see about... Oh, another VE. Which is... Wait a minute. Is that the same song? I'll be it is. The Gypsy's Warning. Harry McCluskey, and this one's Vernon Dalhart. Well, the exact same song. Who wants to hear it in higher fidelity? Let's see if there's any change in style or fidelity. Why not? That's something. Same exact song, probably 20 years apart. First, I gotta put a needle on there. I just grabbed these at random from the stack. Probably came from the same collection. Somebody liked that song, had two versions. All right.
Though his voice is low and sweet, heed not him who kneels before you, gently pleading at your feet. Now your life is in its morning, cloud not this your happy lot. Listen to the gypsy's warning, gentle lady, trust him not. Do not turn so coldly from me, I would only guard your youth from his stern and withering power. I would only tell the truth. I would shield you from all danger, save you from the tempter's snare. Do not trust that dark-eyed stranger, I have warned you, now beware. Lady, once there lived a maiden, pure and bright and oh so fair. Till he wooed her, then he won her, filled her gentle heart with care. Then he heeded not her weeping, nor cared he her life to save. Soon she perished, now she's sleeping in the cold and silent grave. Keep your gold, I do not want it, lady, I have prayed for this, for the hour when I might spoil him, rob him of expected bliss. Gentle lady, do not wonder at my words so cold and wild. Lady, in that green grave yonder lies the gypsy's only child.
That's a slightly better copy, I would think. Alright, there we go. Just playing with the VV-35. And testing a few more records on a surprisingly warm and humid, very late September Sunday afternoon. It's got to be over 80 today. It feels like it. Drippy. Where's fall? Leaves are turning. Come on, it should be cooler.